Let's talk about rice, a tiny grain with a gigantic job. It's easy to overlook, but this unassuming seed is one of the most important foods on the planet, quietly shaping the course of human history. More than half the world's population relies on rice as a daily staple. From bustling city markets to quiet rural kitchens, rice is at the heart of billions of meals every single day. This humble seed is actually the edible part of a grass plant, providing about 20% of all human calories worldwide. It's a nutritional powerhouse, packed with energy and essential nutrients that fuel people from sunrise to sunset. Rice is incredibly versatile, thriving in both tropical lowlands and cool terraced hillsides as long as there's enough water. Its adaptability means it can be grown in a wide range of climates, from steamy river valleys to misty mountain slopes. Its high yield means farmers can feed many people from a small plot of land. Even in places where space is limited, rice fields can produce enough to sustain entire communities. Rice has fueled civilizations for thousands of years, but its importance goes beyond nutrition. Ancient empires rose and thrived on the strength of their rice harvests, and the grain story is woven into the fabric of human progress. Across the globe, rice is woven into culture, symbolizing prosperity, life, and community. From wedding traditions to daily meals, rice is a quiet but essential presence. It brings people together, whether it's a festive celebration or a simple family dinner. It's more than food, it's a cultural cornerstone connecting people to their history. Every grain carries stories, memories, and traditions passed down through generations. And here's a survival tip: dry, uncooked white rice, stored properly, can last almost indefinitely. It's a food that stands the test of time, ready to nourish whenever it's needed. This long shelf life makes it a crucial food in emergencies and lean times. When disaster strikes or supplies run low, rice is often the first thing people reach for. So next time you see a bag of rice, remember, it's a global powerhouse and a true survivor. It's a link between continents, cultures, and generations. It's the backbone of diets, economies, and traditions worldwide. Rice supports farmers, feeds families, and drives entire economies. Rice is a symbol of resilience and abundance. It represents hope, renewal, and the promise of a full table. It's a food savings account you can always count on. No matter where you are in the world, rice is there, quietly waiting to nourish and sustain. That simple grain is a global icon, an everyday miracle that connects us all, one meal at a time. The story of rice begins in two places, ancient China and West Africa. These distant lands, separated by thousands of miles, each nurtured a unique relationship with this humble grain, shaping the course of human history in their own ways. In China's Yangtze River Valley, about 9,000 years ago, early farmers began the careful process of domesticating wild grasses. Through generations of observation and experimentation, they transformed these grasses into what we now call Asian rice, or Oryza sativa, a crop that would become a foundation of civilization. This agricultural breakthrough sparked a food revolution, fueling population growth and the rise of great cities. Rice cultivation spread rapidly across Asia, adapting to new climates and landscapes, and eventually reaching far beyond its original home. Meanwhile, in the lush floodplains of the inner Niger Delta in Mali, a different story was unfolding. Around 3,000 years ago, African rice, Oryza glaberrima, was domesticated by local communities, who developed their own methods and traditions for growing this resilient grain. This grain, with its distinctive nutty flavor and ability to thrive in challenging conditions, became central to West African diets and culture, nourishing generations and shaping local cuisines. Centuries later, Asian rice arrived in Africa, carried by Portuguese traders along new trade routes. Its higher yields and adaptability led to its widespread adoption across the continent, changing the agricultural landscape. Yet, despite this shift, African rice retained deep cultural significance. It continued to be grown and cherished, especially in regions where its unique qualities and traditions were valued. For communities like the Jola, African rice remains more than just food. It is a ritual crop, connecting people to their ancestors and to the land through ceremonies and shared memories. These two rice lineages, born on separate continents, tell a story of innovation, adaptation, and the enduring power of cultural identity. Each grain carries the legacy of those who cultivated it. Even as Asian rice dominates global agriculture today, African rice's legacy endures, woven into ceremonies, traditions, and the very fabric of West African life. History isn't just about what's popular, it's about the unique stories that survive, the traditions that persist, and the people who keep them alive. 2 continents, 2 grains, 1 remarkable legacy, woven through time, culture, and the shared story of humanity. Once rice was domesticated, it didn't stay put. Farmers and traders spread rice across Asia, each culture adapting it to their land and cuisine. Ancient trade routes like the Silk Road carried rice westward into Persia, the Middle East, and Europe. Maritime trade brought rice to new continents, including the Americas. In Europe, Spain and Italy became rice hubs, and Spanish explorers introduced rice to the Americas. In the southern United States, enslaved Africans brought rice-growing expertise, transforming swamps into productive paddies. Rice became a staple in dishes like gumbo and jambalaya, rooted in a complex history. From ancient fields to global trade, rice adapted and thrived wherever it landed. Its journey is a story of migration, resilience, and transformation. Let's meet the 2 main types of Asian rice, Japonica and Indica. Japonica is short, round, and sticky, perfect for sushi and risotto, thanks to its high amylopectin starch. Its stickiness makes it easy to eat with chopsticks and ideal for creamy dishes. Indica, on the other hand, is long, slender, and fluffy, with more amylose starch. Famous varieties like basmati and jasmine are Indica, prized for their aroma and separate grains. Indica is the base for biryani, pilaf, and curries, dishes where you want each grain distinct. The choice between Japonica and Indica shapes the texture and flavor of countless global dishes. Next time you shop for rice, think sticky and comforting, or light and fluffy. The right rice unlocks a world of culinary possibilities. These 2 siblings have defined cuisines across continents. Understanding them is the key to great cooking. Your rice choice sets the stage for every meal. Wild rice isn't actually rice, it's the seed of a different aquatic grass native to North America. Known as to the Anishinaabe people, it's a sacred food, harvested by hand in canoes using traditional methods. This process is a cultural and spiritual event, connecting people to land and ancestors. Most wild rice in stores is cultivated in paddies, but true wild harvested carries a unique, smoky flavor and deep meaning. Wild rice's story reminds us that names can be deceiving, and food can hold powerful cultural significance. It's a lesson in respecting traditional foodways and the environment. Enjoying wild rice is tasting a piece of North American heritage. Remember its true identity, a sacred storied grain. From field to fork, rice undergoes a remarkable transformation, shaped by both nature and human hands over thousands of years. After harvest, rice grains are encased in a tough, protective hull. This is what's known as paddy rice, and it's inedible in this raw state. Milling removes the hull, revealing brown rice underneath. Brown rice keeps its nutritious bran and germ, making it a whole grain packed with goodness. Brown rice is rich in fiber, vitamins, and minerals, offering a nutty flavor and chewy texture. It takes longer to cook, but many believe the health benefits are worth the wait. Most rice eaten worldwide is white rice, created by further milling to remove the bran and germ. This process gives it a polished look and a milder taste. White rice has a softer texture and a much longer shelf life, making it a staple in many kitchens. However, it loses much of its natural nutrition during processing. To make up for lost nutrients, some white rice is enriched with added vitamins and minerals. Still, it's not quite as wholesome as brown rice in its natural form. The choice between brown and white rice is a trade-off: nutrition versus convenience, flavor versus texture, and even tradition versus modern habits. Both types of rice have their place in kitchens around the world, but understanding the difference helps you make informed choices for your health and taste preferences. Every grain on your plate has traveled a long way from the field, passing through many hands and processes before reaching your table. Rice's journey is one of transformation and adaptation, reflecting the cultures and communities that depend on it. Now, you know the naked truth about what's in your bowl. Each grain tells a story of tradition, nutrition, and the choices we make every day. Rice is essential, but large-scale farming brings big challenges. Traditional paddies use vast amounts of water, over a third of global irrigation. With freshwater scarcity rising, this is a major concern. Rice paddies also cover more than 11% of all cropland, straining land resources. Flooded fields create methane, a potent greenhouse gas, making rice farming a significant contributor to climate change. About 12% of human-caused methane emissions come from rice. The world needs rice, but we must find smarter, more sustainable ways to grow it. Farmers and scientists are working on solutions to reduce water use, land impact, and emissions. The goal: feed billions without harming the planet. Rice isn't the villain. It's a challenge we must meet with innovation. The future of rice depends on sustainability. To meet global challenges, scientists are engineering the rice of the future. The International Rice Gene Bank in the Philippines stores thousands of rice varieties, including wild species with unique traits. Most rice grown today is genetically similar, making it vulnerable to pests, disease, and climate change. Wild rice relatives offer genes for drought, salt, and disease resistance. By crossbreeding, scientists aim to create high-yield, resilient rice varieties. New farming methods are also being developed to use less water and reduce methane emissions. The race is on to make rice more efficient and sustainable. This research is crucial for feeding a growing population. Science is giving us hope for a greener, more resilient future. The next chapter of rice is being written in labs and fields worldwide. Rice comes alive in kitchens around the world, serving as the foundation for countless iconic dishes. In Iran, tahdig forms a crispy golden crust. In West Africa, jollof rice is a vibrant, spicy staple. Italy's arancini, Korea's bibimbap, and Malaysia's nasi lemak all showcase rice's versatility. Rice stars in desserts like Japanese mochi and Filipino biko, and even drinks like Mexican horchata and Japanese sake. From comfort food to celebration, rice is at the heart of global cuisine. It has shaped landscapes, built economies, and defined cultures. Rice connects us to our past and, through innovation, to our future. Every meal with rice is a taste of history and hope. The journey of rice is one of survival, creativity, and deliciousness. Next time you eat rice, remember the story behind every grain. It's a global journey packed into a single, perfect seed.